Hey, welcome back, everyone. Let's do another one of these dev at work because I had a busy morning. I haven't been able to do any sort of work, so let's just do one of these. And I do have something kind of cool to show you. Right? Um, so let me show you this. Yesterday, I did a couple of systems. Right, you can see some bars on the screen, and they work. We have something called AP, which I call action points. Basically, it's just gating your actions, right? So you can't just spam nonstop, right? And this way, we can turn it into a stat, like speed, for instance. And the more speed you have, the quicker it fills up, right? It makes it more RPG, right? It makes it more fun. It's sort of like, old school JRPG ATB systems. Right? I also changed the attack, so now it's a crescent moon. It's more of an AOE, right? And this feels better. It feels better, and I think it looks way better, right? Just nice. Uh, so yeah, so we have the AP system and with a moving bar, and we also have an HP bar which works when you take damage. Um, I then added the ability to shoot fireballs. Right, it still does nothing. Right, it does nothing. It does the wrong sound. Doesn't have any sort of particles or animation. Right. I just added in it. I just added. Oh my god. I'll do it. I'll do it. Trust me. I just added it in. There we go. That was so hard. Yeah, I just put it in. There we go. That was so much easier. I just put it in. Um, just to save some work, right? Now let's make it do stuff, right? Let's make an MP system, so you can see how it's done, like how this kind of stuff is done, right? So I already added the variables. But anything that goes past just one scene, like for instance, we want to keep our mana from one scene to the other, or from one area to the other. So anything like that, it needs to be done with a global variable, right? So that's our globals, and this is the two MP variables that I made. I don't know why it's so hard for me to speak. I think it's because I just ate, right? So my belly is full. I feel like taking a siesta. I feel like sleeping. And my tongue's like, no, I'm gonna sleep too, hombre. Amigo, I'm clocking out. Right? So we have the current and the max. And usually with this kind of systems, you need to think like you need to like a current one, like the value that you're working with, and then you need the maximum value. So it's always these two values that you're gonna work with, right? You can see it's the same for the HP, like current HP, max HP, current AP, max AP. MP is the same stuff, right? And they're numbers, and I made it start at 50 with a 50 maximum. Obviously, this is all placeholder stuff, right? I keep saying that, but sometimes people forget that this is development. And they think like, oh my god, finished game. It sucks. There is no controls. There is no mobile. You can't use your controller properly. Oh my god, there's so much missing. There's no bosses. There's no areas. 0 out of 10. It sucks. I don't know why. You will just look at your game and it's like, oh, it is finished. Yeah, sure. Whatever, dudes. Um anyways, uh where we go from this? I shouldn't be an idiot because then I start like messing around and I completely forget what the heck I'm doing. Right. I know that moment when you sit down in front of the computer and you get laser focused and you get all the work done. I'm nowhere near that yet. I've been doing little things all day. I've been sitting down doing something, getting up. So I haven't settled down yet into like work mode. Uh, anyways, let's do the MP system. So we got the variables, right? Over and under flow, we're gonna deal with that in a second. Action points. Let's make one for MP. So how do you start all this stuff? And also, because nowadays everyone gets triggered about the smallest little things and they go, oh my god, he's being so insensitive towards insert group of people here. I feel like I need to do a disclaimer every time I joke with a voice. It's like, I'm not being anything towards anyone. It's just my sense of humor. You know, if you ever seen the movie Zohan or the Three Lions or whatever, it's comedy. It's made with Indian people who are like, this is funny. Let's make funny, right? So don't be offended for other groups, okay? I mean, just get this out there, right? Because I like joking with it, and sometimes it comes across the wrong way. Action points. Let's do mana points. MP. It's the same with like sometimes like people are like, why are you talking? Why are you trying to be Russian? It's like I'm not trying to. I'm actually trying to do the Persian thing from World of Warcraft. You know the Draenei's. I used to love the Draenei's, right? And I could never get the accent. You know the. I'm not even gonna try right now. But I love the Draenei accent. You know, the are they? I forget everything about that. Anyways, moving on. But anyways, that's my references, right? It's nothing out of, you know. I want to make fun of someone. That's kind of crappy, right? I had plenty of people make fun of me for my disabilities. Well, mostly for my eyes. It's the only really disability that I have, other than being a moron sometimes. I'd class that as a disability, but the government doesn't want to pay me for it for that one. Otherwise, I'd be, filthy rich. Moving on. Right. Let's save the TED Talk podcast to the podcast. Okay. Um. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm still on the whole like I just ate, so I just want to chill. Uh. Right. Mana points. Move on with it, man. How do we start this? Yeah. So. Do. We start like this. Global variable. Global number variable. Also, if you're still listening at this point, I've been really meaning to do just a podcast of me just talking about stuff like this, just rambling on a bit and having a bit of fun and enjoying myself and talking about, some serious stuff, some non so serious stuff, but mostly just trying and talk about funny stuff, right? If you crying out loud, can't speak. If you'd enjoy that, right, leave a comment in the description. Leave a comment down below and say, yeah, that'd be okay. Try that, okay? Or don't and crush my dreams. One of the two. But yeah, if you'd enjoy that, if you're like, oh yeah, podcast, it sounds nice, let me know. And I'll think about making one because I've been really meaning to do one. Back to the main thing that we're doing. Global number variable. Also, disclaimer. If you're upset and you're like, dude, move on. I'm here to learn. Then sorry, this is not a tutorial video. This is what I call the dev at work. It's just me doing work while trying to explain and talk to you guys, This is me just working and talking to you. All right? It just so happens that it has like a component of me showing you stuff. Anyways, let's get to work. So, global number variable. And we're going to check current health. Not current health, current MP. See, this is why I want to do the podcast differently. Okay, if it's less, where is it? Less than maximum MP. Max MP. And that's because if I'm just talking, I can't work. I can't multitask, man. I have such a hard time multitasking. It's like I need to focus on one thing or the other. So if current MP is less than maximum MP, then we're gonna start an object timer. We're gonna use rogue as our object, rogue, and the timer is going to be called, what do I call the other ones? AP region. So this one we're going to call MP region. MP region. So if it's less, we start the thing. That doesn't sound right. Is it what the trigger wants? Oh my god, my brain is fried. How did I do it? I forget. Yeah, I need to make 2 booleans. Okay. There we go. So now we do an object boolean. Object boolean. So the reason we do this stuff and we don't just use trigger once. What am I gonna call this one MP region. And if it is false, it's already false. And here we're gonna put the object boolean. Object boolean. I'm gonna change the object from rogue. The boolean is MP region. And I'm gonna set it to true. So the reason we don't use trigger once is because it kind of messes up sometimes. It's, I don't know. It has this weird interaction. It can cause problems. It's like that tiny sliver of a chance of it, like the moment it triggers, yeah, you heal up, and then it's still within the time frame of the trigger once happening. So now your regen no longer happens no matter what you do. It's weird, but this way it will always correct itself no matter what. Yeah, trigger once needs to be very specific about certain things. So yeah, we start the timer MP region. We set the MP region to true. So now we're gonna make a new one, and we're gonna check the value of object timer. Object rogue. I mean, rogue has all the timers. Rogue has everything. We already have MP region there, and if it's greater or equal to, let's say 1 second. So every 1 second, we're going to regen MP. When this happens, we want to, we're going to copy paste that one, and we want to reset. So every time it goes over 1 second, it resets. Now, let's add one more, and we're going to add, we're going to copy paste this one, and just hit the key twice by mistake. If the global variable current MP is, now here we're going to make it, so if it's greater or equal to, so if the current MP is greater or equal to maximum MP, then we want to delete the timer. So delete object timer. Starting to get more laser focused. This is the moment I shut up, man. I really cannot multitask. So MP region. So we're going to delete this, and we're going to turn the boolean to false. Turn this to false. So now we have a loop, right? So when we use magic, we consume MP. MP is now below the maximum, starts a timer, right? Yes, it is okay. It starts the timer. When the timer goes over 1 second, then it restores mana. That's what I was forgetting. Here we go. So we're going to add the variable here. Global number variable. And the number variable that we want is the variable MP, current MP. Current MP. So when it goes over a second, it resets the timer and it's going to add, let's say, I mean, we're using 50, right? MP. So it's going to add, let's say 12, just to try to make sure that all the values work. So we're going to make it a bit of a weird number. So we're going to heal up 12 MP and we're going to reset the timer. Now, when the MP reaches the same value or greater than maximum MP, then we delete the timer. So we stop healing, stop regenerating the MP, and we set this to false. That way, if we need to use MP again, we can start the loop all over again, right? And that's how you do the system. It's so simple. I know, I've been talking for so long and being such a moron. But yeah, I need to make a specific tutorial video to show people how to do this and just like laser focus and be done in like 2 minutes. Like, just do this, you know? It is so simple. Right. What else? This is still our system, this group. So let's do the rest of the mana system here. Because the system isn't just the regen. The regen is one part of it. So we're going to change the text. Mana text. And we're going to change mana text to, oh, need to select that one. Jeez. Oh, man. Oh, man. It was so hot a second ago. And now it's getting chilly. We want to set the text of mana, which is the 999 out of 999. And we're going to do the same as DHB. So MP space that, then plus current. I'm going to add the toString, even though it's not asking for it. I'm going to add it just in case it decides to like say it wants to, and then everything starts breaking. So toString, open and current MP, close, plus open quotes, space, dash, space, end quotes, plus toString, open, max, MP, close. And there we go. So now the MP thing should display our MP. Yeah, there you go. 50 out of 50 MP. Right? Awesome stuff. So now we need to use the MP. So to use the MP, we're going to go to Magic Attack Fireball. And on this, I'm going to add the Boolean magic is pressed. I'm going to add the condition global. Oh my god. Global number variable. I'm still like an old man. I gotta look like this to be able to see the numbers and the letters. I hate like progressive lenses, man. It's so nice when you're looking at like far away things, but when you're up close, like you need to be like an old guy, like, what does it say? It sucks. Variables. Current MP. So we're gonna check if our current MP is greater or equal to, let's say 10, right? So our fireballs are going to cost 10. And this is the value of the cost of the thing you want to use, right? Because we're going to make it, the fireballs cost 10 mana. So we need to check first if we have the 10 mana before we tell the game that he can spend it, okay? Oh, man. And then when we press the button, this is a cooldown. Sort sound effects. Change the variable. You know what? I'm just going to do a new one so you can see it. Change global number variable. And current MP. And we're going to subtract 10. Right? So we check if we have 10. And then when we push the button and we shoot the fireball, we subtract the 10 mana. And just like that, we have a mana system. Let's get away from these guys. So if I shoot a fireball, look, it's going down. It's healing up so fast. Can I even? And there we go. We can almost go down to 0. Oh, we did go down to 0, right? But we can spam the heck out of this, right? But that, as you can tell, it's going up, it's going down. And you can see that it goes over the limit, right? Look at that. Right. It's because of our condition, right? If it's over or equal to, then it's okay. And this is where we're going to set up the under and overflow. So we have over and under. Of course, it's the opposite way. Over and underflow. There we go. I feel like I keep repeating myself because I keep saying things backwards. I'm like freaking Yoda, man. The global variable. You know what? I'm just going to copy one of these because I can't be us typing so much. If the global variable current MP is less than 0, then we change the current MP and we set it to 0. So if it's below 0, it goes to 0. Now, if current MP is greater than, if it's greater than the maximum, if it's greater than max MP, then we change the variable current MP and we set it to max MP. Max MP. There you go. So now it works. So now we have an over and an underflow. So if it overflows and it goes over the limit, now it gets brought down to the limit. If it goes under the minimum, it goes back to the minimum, right? And this is what you call good game programming. Good game developing. If you don't do this to your games and you're like, oh, it went up by like 2 and then went back, it's fine. You know, you're a bad developer. Because there's no game that I've ever purchased, no proper game ever released that did stuff like this. I don't remember ever picking up any sort of like game before the age of the download the game, right? That did crap like this. You know why? Because back then you didn't download an update. If you released the game with like your values going over by a bunch, that was it. You couldn't go into people's houses and like, oh, let me change your game. The most you could do is like send a recall, right? And you tell everyone who bought the game is like, hey, bring your game back and we'll change you for a new one. We'll stop it for a new one. But other than that, no. So start paying attention to what the heck you do. Don't just release unfinished games and then go, oh well, I'll fix it later. Um. Anyways, so we have mana, we have the over and under flow. What was I gonna check before I start renting? I don't know what is up with me today. It's just I've been like in a non-working mood. I've just been. I think it's because I've been dealing with too much crap today. I'm doing too many little things. I haven't like really laser focused yet. It'll come. Don't worry. It'll happen, and then I'll do a bunch of work until tomorrow. But anyways, so I was gonna change this. I think 12 is too much, so I'm gonna make it go up by 4. This should be okay. So every 1 second we get 4 mana back. So shooting. Yeah, see? Goes up. Oh, that was even. There you go. See? 48. It didn't go up to 52. See? 48. Yeah. It went up to 52 and then instantly got squashed back down to 50. So we have a system, right? We have mana. We can use the mana. Right? Cool stuff, man. Oh yeah, the bar. Let's make a bar. Let's make a bar for our mana. How do you make the bar for the mana? We do. Wait. Oh, something going on outside. It's not. We go to our UI or our hood. And usually I'll just copy paste one of the ones I already made, but I'm going to show you how to do one from scratch. I'm going to add an object, I'm going to add a sprite. I'm going to call this MP bar. I forget what's the size of the other ones. I'm just going to hit OK. And I'm going to bring this up. Make it a global object. Measurements are quite important. So let's use the HP on the hood. Because we want to make one just like that one. So we're going to use the measurements. And the measurements are 248. Okay. Wait, I need to check this again. Because I think I, like, increased the size. I think I might have multiplied the size. Yeah, I 100% did. Yes. So let's create with Piscal. Let's go to 16 by 16. Press OK. It is doing both, right? Yeah, it is. We're gonna grab this thing. We're gonna select a nice blue. Is that a nice blue? No, that is a dark blue. That might be too bright. That might be okay. So now I'm going to count to be the same as the other ones. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2. And then it's on the second one. Now down here, I'm going to count the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. And it's on the second. There we go. I don't know. It's weird measurements that I use. Don't mind me. So we're just going to make the bar like that. And then you can use the paint bucket, or you can be lazy and go like this, and then like this. Welcome to Lazy Town. So now we have the bar. So we're going to make the measurements 200. Well, this is for me, right? This is the measurements that I use. You do your own measurements, right? But now I'm going to make this bar be 200 in width. I need to take this off. And 48 in height. So it's going to be 48 tall and 200 to the side. Oh yeah, press enter. And now we have a bar. Press OK. And then press apply. Now we have a bar. Now we can grab it. And as you can tell, it's the same as the HP bar. Now if you want to line these up, we're going to select the... First of all, I'm going to zoom in so I can actually see numbers. So the X is 112. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to move it with the keys, like the arrow keys, and 112. Now I'm going to use the arrow keys to like try and approximate the same distance as the top one from the... That seems about right, right? We can be more precise, but this is okay for now. This is good enough for rock and roll. Right. So now we have that bar. If you want to make... Well, first of all, before I forget, let's select the bar and let's send it to the right layer, because otherwise it's just going to fly off. There we go. To the hood. Now it's stuck on the right layer, not the base layer. If you want to make a background so that it has like something to fall on, you do the same thing, right? You do the exact same thing you did for creating the bar, but you make like a black bar instead. And I have this black bar. So you're going to check the Z order. Where the heck is the Z order? There we go. This one's 8, so the black bar needs to be 7 or less. First of all, we need to send it to the hood. And then we need to change this to like 7. This is fine. Right. The other thing. This is 112. 112, 148. I made a little black outline on my bar. You can't see it, but it's like 2 pixels wide, right? So I'm gonna make it the same Z, not the same Z, the same X as the MP bar, 112. Wait, what? Am I on drugs? Am I on drugs? Why is this different? Wait. Bar background. Was I changing the wrong one? No. What? Wait, why is this a different size? Did I make 2 backgrounds? Bar background? No. Well, that was weird. This happens sometimes. You're working and you're like, wait, why is this different? No, 204 out of 48. Man, am I seeing something wrong? No, this. Why is that weird? Right? That's not the full bar. What the heck's going on? Huh. That is strange. It's like, I don't know why there's the. Oh, I know why. Wait, he shouldn't do this. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I kind of figure out what happened, but I just need to like fix that, but I don't feel like fixing it right now. Okay, I realize the issue. Anyways, so we're just gonna put this in the back. So we're gonna make it the same X as the blue one. There we go. Which is 112. We're gonna make it 112. And we're gonna put it underneath. But we're gonna bring it back by 2. 1, 2. Because I want to make the outline pop out a bit more. And the MP bar is 148. So we're going to put this one to 1. God dang it. To 148 as well. There we go. So now it's directly behind the MP bar. That took some doing. That took a little doing. But we got there in the end. So how do you make the bar work? There's always something going wrong. Man, I didn't notice the giant black square on one of the sides. I'm gonna make a new event just for this. And we're gonna add the width. Width. There we go. Width. Oh, my God. So change the width of the object. Mana. What did I call it? MP bar. MP bar. Change the width of MP bar, and we're gonna set it to. Oh God. We open parenthesis current MP divided by max MP, then we close, times the width of the original sprite, which is 200, right? So if we made the bar like 125 in width, we'd put 125 here. If it was 64, you'd put 64 here, right? But it was 200, so we put 200. Now we're going to hit OK. And now the bar should work. Let me just get away from these guys. So we have MP and MP bar. If I shoot, there you go. The bar moves. Right? And as he heals up, he also goes up. Cool stuff, right? And if you can tell, let me make this big for you. If you can tell, our bar is in the back. You can go all the way to 0. I need to fix that black square at the end. It's annoying me now. Now that I know it's there and I can see it, it's annoying me. Yeah. It can go all the way to 0, but it does not go under it, right? So it doesn't go backwards. Cool stuff, right? I'm mashing the the heck out of the button, trying to make it like go below 0, but it's not going below 0. So it's working. I'm not gonna do anything. It's gonna get to 50 and it's gonna stop now. There we go. We have an HP and an MP system with HP and MP bars. We have an AP for the attack animation. Right. To do the MP bar underneath the character, like I have the yellow one, you just do the exact same thing. You make a new bar, but you just put it in under the character. You know, I can just I can't. I don't know why I said that funny. I can just show you the events. Where is it? Oh yeah. So I added here so that when we triggered the clock, when we triggered the timer, we also create the bar that I called AP bar on the field because it's smaller than the other one. So I create the bar at rogue, the position, and I change the size to the same equation, right? And as you can tell, this one's 96 in width. So we changed to that so it doesn't look funny when it spawns in. This way it spawns in at the right measure, right? The right thing. Wait. Where's the link? Am I not seeing? Oh, there you go. I don't know why, man. I was looking at it. It was like this thing was just invisible to me. I wasn't reading it. Yeah, so we create it, and then we link the rogue with the AP field. That way we can delete it, right? And we can move it. So we can take into account the AP field, that AP bar field that's connected to rogue, and then we can constantly change the position to be at rogue's feet. And this one doesn't have any sort of condition, so this way it's always updating where rogue is, right? Yeah, you can move whatever it is you want, and the bar will follow you. That's how I do the AP thing. You can just apply this to any kind of system that you want to make. Right, that was a long one, man. I'm sorry, there was a lot of rambling and stuff. But yeah. So that was the the work that I had set up for today done. I wanted to do this part at least, make the mana thing. Now I'm gonna put some more juice onto the fireballs. I'm gonna make the fireballs work. I'm gonna make them do damage and all that stuff, and all that's gonna be extra for the day. But first I'm gonna have a cup of tea and get myself in the mood to do like proper work without being, being a trying to be funny to myself or anything like that, and ending up not doing any kind of work. Let's hit the save, and I'll catch you guys on the next whatever it is I do, right? Again, if you watch all the way to the end, I'm sorry, I made this one a bit long, and I don't know. This was supposed to be really interesting, and I made this into like a big rambling mess, and I'm real sorry, guys. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, you have a lovely day, and peace out until then.